Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we're going to look at a brand new product from Melt. This is the Melt Ultra Matte Bronzer. As you can see, I have two shades. We're going to talk about them. I'm actually not wearing any bronzer right now, so we're going to try it. One on one side of my face and one on the other side of my face. I bought two bronzers and the good Lord above gave me two sides of my face, so we're gonna make use of that. Okay, these are actually, sit down, you're going to be shocked. These are not cream bronzers. They blend like a cream and they kind of act like a cream, but they are not cream bronzers. And if you don't know, the reason I kind of make that little ha-ha is because we've had 15, 16 or something cream bronzers released this year. It's kind of the second most released product under foundation, after foundation I should say. These are not, these are powder. They are buildable ultra matte powder formula that, like I said, blends like a cream. They are $39 each. When they come to a wider variety of stores, I'll link them below right now. You can get them at melt.com at their website. You can buy all four. So there's four shades. As you know, I got two, so I bought 50% of the collection. You can buy all four shades for $100 right now. You get some savings on the Melt website if you buy the bundle. But if not, they're $39 each. They promise to have no patchiness, no harsh lines. And anyone who loves contouring and bronzing will know that you can get those, ice cream lines. What is the ice cream, you guys? I always ask you. I always forget. It's chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla, so you get the bronzer, the blush, and the highlight stripes. But these promises no stripes, and it provides a kind of a sunless warmth, the brand says. Now they have named Melt, of course, famously from my home state of California, and they have named their bronzers after sunny areas in California. I purchased Santa Barbara. We're going to take a look at it. The lightest Santa Barbara and the second to lightest Santa Cruz. There's also Malibu, and the darkest, this breaks my heart. The darkest is called Long Beach. Why does that break my heart? Because that's where I live. And I can't wear that. I almost got it just because it's the namesake for my city. But then I stopped myself and I'm like, I really can't use it. I mean, maybe in the crease of my eye and stuff. I really can't use it. And just to buy it because it's where I live. Like at some point, that's just silly, right? Right? As I go back. Maybe when it's on sale. So we're going to try the lightest and the next to lightest because I thought that would work. It's almost like the lightest seemed like it might be too light for me, and then the next to lightest might be too dark. So we're going to have to play with them and see. I've got two Charlotte Tilbury brushes that we're going to use to try them on, and we're going to swatch it and look at it in the California sunshine where I guess these really are meant to be seen. All right, so let me get my bracelets out of the way here and let's go ahead and take a look at these. I'm just going to swatch them right here live for you. So first of all, in the pan, we have these, they're really pretty cases, a really coppery looking case. And inside, let me just show you both of these first in the pan. And then I want to talk about them looking a little warm because I heard that online. So here's Santa Barbara and here's Santa Cruz. You can already in the pan, Santa Barbara, the lightest, Santa Cruz, the next to lightest, you can already see. Now, what I have heard online is a lot of people going, oh, they're so warm. They're so warm. They are. But these are meant to warm the face. And we're going to use them that way right now when we put them on. Meaning, I am not going to do a very sharp bronze contour. Now we all know the difference. Contour, of course, makes things recede, goes in, will give you better looking cheekbones, which Lord knows I need, but that is a cooler, grayer tone. Whereas a bronzer is supposed to add warmth and will be a warmer, more kissed from the sun look. So the fact that these are warm and they are strictly a bronzer and not meant for contouring and meant to add warmth to the face, that's okay. They're kind of following the rules of bronzers, as if there's any rules. And what I'm going to do when I try them on is I am going to truly just kind of warm the face. A little bit of that, what do we say, the backwards 3 or the E, but mostly just working from the outside in to warm the face, even actually going on to the cheeks. Okay, but let's go ahead, like I said, and swatch them. So I'm getting a really nice fingerful here of the lightest shade, which is Santa Barbara, which probably will be dark enough for me now that I see it. There we go. All right, and now, rubbing off my hand here and using a separate finger, we have the second shade, in Santa Cruz. Now, I do have this listed below, but I've had a lot of people ask me, so I'll say it here too. Let me get a better Santa Cruz there. They said it wasn't patchy. No, it isn't. Okay, there is Santa Barbara, there is Santa Cruz. And let me just say, I have normal, sometimes dry skin, but mostly really normal skin. And I am a pretty straightforward light medium. That is listed below, but I have had some people ask, so you don't have to skim down. Okay, so I'm a pretty traditional light medium. And there is our lightest shade Santa Barbara and Santa Cruz. Now I'm going to take the same arm and the same me out into the hot California sunshine. Take a look at this. If you're in Europe, it's probably hot where you are. Now you know why I complain and gripe. It's too much. It's too hot. But let's take a look at those two again. Same position on the arm. I think we get a little bit a better look at something when it is in true daylight, I think. Okay, I have two, as I mentioned, Charlotte Tilbury bronzer brushes. These were sold with her cream bronzer, but you know, this could be used with powder as well. It's a synthetic brush, and I got my little mirror here. Okay, so we're going to devote this side of the face to Santa Barbara. So let's see how we do here. I'm going to just kind of tap in, keeping those swatches on. And really, I'm going to do what I usually do with cream bronzer, which is to just kind of saturate the bristles all over with the bronzer. And then let's just kind of warm the face from the outside in. I'm not doing anything precise. Really just kind of around the hairline. That's very pretty. Very subtle. But you can see, can't you? Let me move the mirror. Can you see? It definitely warmed it up. Let me just over-exaggerate it a little bit. I think more than I would do if I were just going out into the real world. But here for the camera, and again, I'm just kind of buffing, and I'm not doing anything, as you can see, very precise. And, you know, unlike blush, which can be kind of pretty when over-applied, this is definitely starting to look a bit silly over-applied. Okay, I just put a dot of foundation there so it wasn't like silly overdone. I want it to really show, but not be ridiculous. Okay, so that is a built-up version of the lightest shade, which actually in real life for me is my shade. But let's take a clean Charlotte Tilbury bronzer brush and let's give this a try with Santa Cruz. I better be a little careful here. This is the second up shade, and I'm saturating the bristles, but very carefully. Let's see. This is one I'm not going to have to overdo for you guys to see. In fact, I'm even knocking a little bit of the product off. Now, as you know, if you've been with my channel for any length of time, I put you guys to work. Oh, no, you can't sit comfortably and just watch. You have to tell me what you think. So, what do you think? Okay, should I overdo this side as well? Because it's going to look a little silly. I don't know if we need to, you guys. Okay, this side is Santa Barbara, light medium skin tone, neutral undertone. Santa Barbara, Santa Cruz. The Santa Barbara is definitely overdone. The Santa Cruz is not, because it's a little bit deep for me. But even both are kind of overdone. What do you think? Well, let's look at how, aside from shade choice, which is of course one part of this, let's talk about a few other elements. Does it have a scent? Nothing, not at all, no scent. Does it have talc? Yes. This doesn't worry me. We talked about talc. Go back to my Laura Mercier talc-free video. There's a whole talc discussion there. I'm just letting you know it does have talc. Does it show texture? Not at all. Is it smooth? Buildable? We saw it was buildable. I mean, I made a bit of a mockery there on my forehead. Has it warmed up my face? Absolutely. Do I find these shades to be too warm? No, we addressed that earlier. This is a bronzer. It is meant to warm up the face. Could it go orange if you have very fair skin? Yeah, it might. That's the lightest shade. It might. It might. If you have the fairest of porcelain complexions, it might. It might. Patchiness? Absolutely not. I was joking in the swatch, but I mean, look at those swatches. They're pretty smooth. This seems to be a very, very nice powder bronzer. It's a bit warmer than the Charlotte Tilbury powder bronzer. Let me grab those. Stay right there. Okay, here's Charlotte in 2. Here's the Charlotte Tilbury powder. Creamier powder, much creamier. Here's number 2 as next to the Melt. Yes, this is not as warm. The Charlotte is not as warm. This is Charlotte 2, the second shade in for Charlotte. And this is the very lightest shade, Santa Barbara, by Melt, warmer. Okay, Charlotte 3, we're going to put right next to Santa Cruz, which is the second shade in. Again, a creamier powder. And interestingly enough, you guys check this out. Charlotte's number 3 shade over in her bronzer is warmer than Santa Cruz. So Santa Cruz is fairly cool when next to Charlotte right there, her 3rd shade over in her bronzer. Do you guys need more comparisons? You just let me know. You know I probably got it in my collection. I don't currently have the Gucci in my collection, but I pretty much have everything else. You can ask for it down below here, or you can ask for it over on Instagram. I'll do some comparisons for you. I do have, as you guys know, a lot of product around. So here's what I want to know from you guys. What comparisons do you need? Because this is interactive. This is a community. Which shade do you like better on me? Santa Barbara, the lightest? That's really overdone. Or Santa Cruz, darker? Maybe a little too dark? Let me know what you guys think. Please remember that this was fairly overdone here for camera. Let me know what powder bronzer you guys use, or are you bronzered out? I mean, with all the cream releases enough? Are you sticking with the creams? I'm kind of into the creams myself lately. The only thing that stopped me from using my Charlotte powder was for Charlotte cream, you know? So let me know about that. How do you feel about Melt? Did you get any of these shades? I got so many questions for you guys, so please answer them all below in comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. Hey, if you haven't done so already, do make sure that you subscribe to my channel as we are growing and getting the word out more and more and more. And if you are so moved, give me a follow over on Instagram and TikTok too, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.